I think we've had enough. I've been a Manchester United fan for 50 years. I'm in my 60s. I watched the champagne years of Fergie, and the difference between Fergie and the people we've had since is that Fergie stood up and told it as it is. He didn't want to be a friend of the players. They respected Ferguson, and we got the best out of the players that we played for. And in the end, they loved Ferguson, and they played for Ferguson. Solskjaer wants to be their friend, and it's come unstuck after 3 years and 441 million. It's a joke. And, we've got probably arguably one of the best squads in the Premiership, top 3 squads, and they look like the dog and duck on a Sunday. I've just had it with it.
Yeah. What do you want next?
I want a manager who's going to show some, I can't say the B word, I think you know what I'm saying, and is going to take them forward. They're going to have respect for the manager. I hear what Simon Jordan says, and he's spot on. There's no respect. They're multi-millionaire playboys, but they've got to be sorted. We've got the players. We can do it. We did it for 26 years with Ferguson, and we did it the right way. I'm just fuming.
Simon, thanks for that. I mean, it's becoming more and more apparent, Simon, that so many callers and messages coming in this morning from United fans. We need someone who's going to rattle the cage of these players. That's who we need. There's one there. Get him out of Atletico. Get Diego Simeone. And Chris is a big Manchester United fan. Chris, good morning.
Morning, Jim. Morning, Simon.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, pretty much like the last call. I think probably like most United fans, just disillusioned. Pretty much like the board. As well, by the looks of it. I think the biggest frustration for many United fans is, why didn't they make this decision sort of 3 weeks ago before the international break when we got beat to City? Because, the 2 games that we've played this season against as biggest rivals, Liverpool and City, and the people that we strive, the 2 teams that we're striving to get near to challenge for. Obviously, last season finished second. We're looking to progress and kick on. Those 2 games just highlighted the gulf in class in those 2 games. And those are the 2 teams that we're trying to chase.
Yeah. What about the hierarchy, though? The hierarchy. Well, how have they got it so wrong? That's a bottom line question, Chris. How could they get this so wrong?
Well, they've been getting it wrong since, obviously, Ferguson left. So, let's get used to it. That's what's been happening on a regular basis. I think, commercially, from, that side, the business side, that's how they run it. And unfortunately for United fans, this is what we're having to live with. That from a footballing side, the lack of, the lack of focus from that side is evident because the sacked manager. Not only have they sacked the manager, but what baffles me is the sacked manager that kept every single member of his staff in a job, and those are just as culpable as what Ole's been in terms of the tactical side, getting the place set up. They've all been part of that process.
Yeah, right. I think that's a short-term thing. Yeah, but I think you make a fair point. But I think it will be short-term.
Chris, Michael Carrick to take charge for the team for the forthcoming games. They're after an interim manager. Name me that interim manager, Chris.
Yeah, great question. Again, like the last call I said, and like you guys have said, the players have got to hold their hands up here. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, and those performances have just been absolutely diabolical.
But you don't have a name for me, Chris?
I'd love to see somebody come in and give me a kick up the backside like the last guy said. I don't know. You'd like to see Roy Keane come in, but that wouldn't sit well. That's the only player that could go in there, grab some people by the scruff of the neck, get them thrown about and say, listen, remember who you're representing here. We're the greatest football club potentially in the world. Somebody needs to grab those players by the scruff of the neck because they obviously don't see that at the moment because the performance that they're putting on Saturday was evident to that when the manager was under so much pressure that anything that went wrong against Watford in that game, he'd have been under massive amount of pressure after what happened against City in the weeks before that. And to go out and put in a 45 minutes like they did on Saturday just showed the lack of desire that they had for the manager, but also for the badge as well, and the travelling fans as well. It was appalling.
It was appalling, but he is the one that kept playing the same players who've been underperforming and not giving some of the other lads a chance to like Matic, Van der Beek. I know Matic has played a few games, but even Lingard, people like that, he could have made changes and think, I've had enough of this.
Yeah,
but he didn't. He keeps sticking Fernandes in there, keep sticking the same players. So
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1 on on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.